All right, so we got this red American Strat, but I thought this one's a little tricky. A couple of little tricky issues here. We have one high spot right here. So what I do is I mark the fingerboard with some chalk. And the other issue was that right from here to here, where that neck goes into the body, the treble side's actually pretty good. See, I've got this set up. There's no vices, no clamps, no arbor presses, CNC fret dressing machines, no dial calipers. Ask Thomas Nordic, Steve Vai's guy. He gets it completely. Thomas is currently on tour with the Generation X team, Steve and the whole gang. He's got his own version of the tech deck. They're locked and loaded, or what he refers to as his Formula One or full metal jacket. Frets. There's plenty of real estate on those frets. We'll get rid of those marks completely. It'll be like brand new when we're done. Anyway, I'm going to go through this whole job and show you how this is done, even with this tricky fret dress. There's quite a bit of wear in this fingerboard. We've got lots of real estate left in those frets. They're big chunking frets. We're going to immobilize that bridge, put all 5 springs in and pull it right down tight. He really kind of plays the Strat more like a telly. Here's a close-up of that fingerboard, and it's not sitting around collecting dust. Okay, here's the deal. So we've leveled all the high spots. This part where it was kind of rocking and rolling there. I thought I would show this one because this is sort of one of your trickier fret dresses because the neck, the lay of the neck had a little bit of distortion in it. No issue for the tech deck, man. The blocks spread on the pivoting neck assembly to fully support the neck. Make sure that neck isn't moving while you're leveling it. And the body is held firmly, leather pads, leather straps, it's not budging. So the neck and the body are both supported simultaneously, and this is how we do it on the tech deck. This is the top end of the fingerboard. It was really the base side. The treble side is actually pretty good. Now, of course, the truss rod is adjusted so that the lay of the neck is as straight as it can possibly be. 1 meter stick at $13, you cut it into 5 straight edges. This is our smallest straight edge we use to sort of bridge that one high fret. The frets have now been leveled, dead level, full length of the neck. Took care of all the high spots, and then with the crowning file we chase the crowns back to center. And I just want to go in close up here. You can see here that there's still some sort of faint ghost marks on some of those frets. That's okay because they're going to disappear when we go to the next stage. There was plenty of real estate to recrown and level and polish. We didn't need to do a partial refret on this particular instrument because of the height of the fret. That was the first pass with 320. They got rid of all the file marks. Now we're rounding those crowns, pushing them back to center, scrubbing them back to center. You've seen this. There's a few other videos I posted now. I think you guys get the idea. This is our 400 grit, and we'll hone right in there again. You can see just a trace of those marks still, but that's all right. We're not done yet. We'll step it up with successively finer grades of sandpaper and finish up with a jeweler's rouge on a strop and buff those frets to a mirror finish. I kind of hone it in here, trying to pick up the worst of those ghost marks. Let me get the right angle here. There you can see on that first fret. You know something? That does not warrant pulling a fret, and it certainly doesn't warrant grinding down the whole length of the fingerboard to get rid of those marks on the first couple of frets. We still have a strong 50 thou of fret crown height after this whole fret dress was completed. So I could get rid of that last little hint of wear. It's not worth going there. And we go through this in detail in the guitar repair and design courses I've been teaching these last 23 years at Conestoga College. There's the underside of the nut. Right. We got that out super clean, and that's the way it should be done. This is definitely one of those jobs where it's so nice to elevate the headstock to the center of your chest. I can get my nose right in there and get a real close look. Now with a Strat, it is quite a bit more involved because the actual nut itself and the floor has a curvature on it. So again, you need to get a nice press fit in there, which we've got. And the leading edge of the shelf, right, kind of rests against the rosewood. Now I'm going to cut the values. Right, like we did on that Gibson Nighthawk, we'll get rid of that sort of ragged leading edge. String spacing looks pretty good. We're just sort of bringing the strings down closer to the final height. Okay, the Strat is all wrapped up. That leg does not go very deep into the fingerboard, making this even more of a challenge as far as making a compensated nut goes. So that's all done. That's compensated and tuned within an inch of its life. And once again, we've got our little spring-loaded self-adjusting radius gauge. And that's a perfect match to the fingerboard radius. Takes all the guesswork out. So these frets are all completely done, recrowned, polished, leveled, and we'll have one very happy customer.